Jupiter. Are you in the loop?
Groove Theary, Groove Theary, Groove Theary, Groove Theary, Groove Theary.
We beat to rap, what key beats a lot. We beat.
Welcome back to Groove Theory on WSUOnline.com. What's going on? We got
Jazz Cole in the building.
V Infinite.
Babyface both popping.
Travis Thomas.
We are so ready. We got our guests on the line right now. We got Miss Kelly and Mr. Frank, the creators and authors of Jupiter Strong children's book. How y'all doing today?
I'm doing excellent. Excellent.
Man, it's been so much. For those who don't know, if y'all follow me via Facebook, I have been supporting this book, this movement for a little while now, and I'm just so happy that you guys are on the show. I just want, how y'all doing again? Like, what's going on?
Yo, I'm so excited to be on the show. I don't even know how to start. I'm trying to meter myself so that I don't turn into a blabbermouth. But I'm very, very excited to be on the show. And if I could speak for Kelly, I know she is too, because we both been talking about this like since day one. So.
Oh,
very much so. It's an honor to be on the show tonight. So thank you for having us.
Thank you. Well, for the people, these two have come together and they have wrote a children's book, but it's so much bigger than that because it's going to eventually be a series, if I'm not mistaken. Correct, Frank and Kelly?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And
you mean like a book series or a television series?
No, a book series.
Frank gets for us for a television series. I'm putting it out there.
Okay.
Just putting it out there. Okay.
Okay.
But well, the book series, you are correct.
The book series. Now, it's called Jupiter Strong, right? And on Facebook, they just hit 10,000 likes. Okay. So shout out to y'all.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yay. They're up to 15,000 though.
Oh,
I think we hit 15. Yeah, we
15,000. Wow. So, okay. The children's book. So tell me about Jupiter Strong. Tell us about Jupiter Strong.
Kelly, you want to take this one?
Why don't you start? Why don't you lead off, and I'll follow.
Okay. I mean, you want to know about the book? Well, I'll tell you, Jupiter Strong, the person, she's a 5-year-old, and she is incredibly smart. And she comes from a long line of smart people, the Strong family. So she has a brother and a sister. She's the baby. And she basically is every little black girl. That's what Jupiter Strong is. And so she's our take on the type of imagery that we want to give to our children so that they can see themselves in a positive light, feel some positive affirmations, and have fun doing it. So Jupiter is a representation of that. That's what Jupiter Strong is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Jupiter is also an all-natural, all-around, amazing 5-year-old.
Yeah.
And what she embodies is what we want our kids to be. Not only what we want our kids to see, but we want them to be, which is someone that is happy and innocent and learning and thinking critically and creative and feels like the world is at their disposal. Like they have hope for themselves and they can still dream. Because I think a lot of our kids right now don't really have that luxury these days, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's how I kind of see Jupiter.
I definitely like the angle that y'all came in by using the last name Strong, because we don't hardly hear that in the African American community. Nothing about being strong. And when I saw the name Jupiter Strong, already for me it was already an uplifting thing for me, because you don't hear that word, be strong. You got to be strong for this. You got to fight for this and that. So that's when I hear Jupiter Strong, I hear strength. And then you talking about a strong family. That to me had its own metaphor in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was by design, and that was the whole goal. The whole goal with it was to display strength and And so hence the name, like you called it. That was, yeah, you called us.
So, and I want to say this too. So for those who haven't seen the book or the artwork or anything, this is a all African American family, right?
Right.
One thing I did like, the parents were still together. Like, they went against all of the stereotypes in the book. Like, the black family, like the foundation of the black family is there. The brothers and the sisters, and then I like the fact that you guys still put in the book like different things, like what happened amongst like the siblings, with like between, like, you know, in the black family, like how little small things that happen, or you are scared like the little sister, or do something mean to the big sister. Like, all of those things are still in there, and I love that. I loved it, and
Thank you.
and it's perfect. And also, I like the fact, like, okay, for those who don't know, Jupiter goes to school. I'm not going to tell the entire book because I want y'all to go purchase the book. But Jupiter goes to school, and even, like, the staff at the school was cultured. I love that. It was nice. And at the end of the book, I like the fact that they also teach you a few Swahili words. So where did that come from? Like, what made you guys add that piece in there?
Kelly, you want to take that one?
We just felt like it was time for our kids to be exposed to something that wasn't a romantic language. And when I say romantic, I mean of Roman Latin language. Like, no more French, no more Spanish. We're already inundated with that, with other cartoon icons, and with our education system. You know, when you send a kid to middle school and they have to take their first, second language class, they usually have two options. And what are they? French and Spanish, maybe Italian. You know what I'm saying? I think we both wanted, to give our kids an alternative, to see that that's not the only communication that's out there. And we come from a place that has our own distinct and complicated, as we've come to learn, dialect. You know what I mean? So when we put the Swahili words in there, it wasn't specifically to be like, okay, we're going to teach all kids Swahili and everybody's going to be... No, we're giving kids an alternative to see that there's more than just saying hola, and there's more than just saying, you know, bonjour. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Okay. That's pretty much it.
One thing I like...
Did I get that down right? I think so.
Yeah, totally. I agree. And it really, when we came to the consensus on it, it was hilarious because we were nearing the end of the book, the first book anyway, and it was like a light bulb came on, and we both were like, why didn't we think of this from the beginning? Like, hello, it was so obvious that, and to me, it really is, it's about infusing culture back into our children, something that is specifically their own. And what struck me is I had a conversation some years ago with a professor of mine, and we were talking specifically about language, Professor Pash, I'll never forget him. And he said that one of the things that we lack is and the term he used stuck in my brain. He said the luxury of a private language. And when he said that, it really stuck out to me that it actually is not a luxury. And the way he termed it that way because he saw it that way, but I saw it as a necessity. And so that's always been something that's been burning inside of me since we had that conversation, that, this is not a luxury. It's absolutely a necessity. It's part of the glue.
Absolutely. That keeps us all together. You know, and not saying that there's something wrong with learning how to speak Spanish or how to speak French, because we have, like, Francophones in Africa, and, of course, we have our brothers in Central America and South America, our brothers and sisters that do speak Spanish. And we should know these languages, but, you know, it's important to see the root, you know? And if there was a way that we could incorporate other African tongues into it, I think we would try. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, baby steps. It's a children's book, so we're working on it.
One thing I definitely want to commend y'all on is the depth of the characters. For a lot of children's book, I know that sometimes there's a lot of superhuman qualities put in them, but in this book, well, at least in the character development, each character of the children between Ruby, Eldridge, and Jupiter, and even the parents, there's there's a high level of multi-talents, and each character has their own talents that are very relatable to humans. So I guess my question is, what was the inspiration and how much time was put into the development of the characters to make sure that, whether it was parents or children reading the books, that there was something that they'd be able to, tie themselves into or find a common link?
That's an excellent question.
It is. I'd like to start. I'd say this, that from the outset, it was important for us to realize that when you're writing a children's book, that you're really writing it for two different audiences. You're writing it for children, but you're also very much writing it for their parents.
Yeah.
And so a child reading a book, you might be able to get away with a shallow character or a flimsy plot. But for the parents, you really can't. You really have to have strong character development and a decent plot line so that the parents are also entertained, because the idea is to foster a unity between parents and child through the reading of this book. That's the whole idea.
Absolutely.
So to answer your question about how much time went into it, it was really organic. I hate to sound cliche, like right now I sound like the bonus scenes on the DVD, right? It was really organic, but, it really was. It just kind of happened. We just started talking about the characters, and we started talking about who they are and what they were into, and we pulled little pieces from our own personal lives and from the lives of other people that we know and interact with. And at the end of the day, the whole goal was to make it feel like a family that you very much could know, that they could live on your
Or
block
that you're a part of.
Exactly.
Or that you're a part of. So,
Exactly.
Who does the drawing, like the artwork? That's what I would like to know.
That would be me. That's Kelly.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's really good. Like, I mean, it's just so much about the characters that I like. The fact that, with the young girl with the natural hair, you get what I'm saying? Like, I like that. And I like the fact that, the parents took Jupiter to school. You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the things that maybe together, maybe people outside of our community may not think that we do as a race or a culture, but we actually do those things. And I like the fact that you guys showed those things in there. And like Babyface was saying, when you look into the book, there's a lot of superhuman things that happens in these children books, like fairies and fairy godmothers and different things like that. And you guys didn't take that route, and I really like that. It was like, it's very realistic, and that's what I like about the book.
Thank you. It is realistic. I think that, if I can speak for you, Frank, if you don't mind, we're trying to avoid kind of like magical subject matter. Okay. Because while it's entertaining, how realistic is
it exactly
for kids to be able to apply it to their own lives?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing about reality and things that you can relate to, you don't have to create a fantastic fairy in order for it to be entertaining. Because there are things that happen in life that are quite entertaining that don't have a genie or something like that involved. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
very true.
When you see yourself in that position, it pulls you in even more to the family and to the storyline and to the entire series. So that was a very important part of in creating the series character development.
If I can add to that, I just want to say that what it boiled down to was this. The character, like we said in the beginning, Jupiter is very smart. And so critical thinking is a big deal for her. And so trying to do some sort of magical thing or whatever just wouldn't work. And then with any product, no matter whatever it is you're creating, you have a certain demographic in mind when you do it. And we're no different from that. And so when we were creating this, we had in mind, a certain person, a certain demographic that we're trying to reach. And I don't know about anybody else, but I have little girls, and they don't really have time to care about fairies. Right? There's so much going on, so you could definitely have an entertaining backdrop without having, bibbidi bobbidi boo. kind of vibe.
Exactly. Although my experience with it is a little bit different because I have a son that's Jupiter's age. And if there's not a transformer in the book, he doesn't even want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like if he doesn't see Optimus Prime or Bumblebee, or now he's into Minecraft, he doesn't want to deal with it. But for some reason, he still gravitates to Eldridge, the brother.
Yeah.
He does, but he's still interested in the book. So it's that grounding is universal, you know, and staying realistic keeps it universal, which is a very important thing, right?
It was something that that you said, Frank, in an interview with BlackNews.com that stood out for me, and you said, conceived of love, carried with love, and delivered with love, Jupiter Strong. The first words, conceived of love, meant a lot to me because a lot of kids are being born and it's just really through lust, not really being conceived in, in a loving fashion, and to be carried with love and delivered with love. That means a lot, and that's a lot that our African American children are not getting because either the mother doesn't care, or the father is not around, or both are not around, and they're being raised by a grandmother who's at a certain point, she's on all these medications, and she really can't raise the child the way she's supposed to be. So when you said that meant a lot to me. And for any father or any mother who has a daughter, or anybody that's planning to create a child, it should be planned out of love and not just on the lust of their one night stands or that emotion that they're going through. So that meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
Oh man, I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I really appreciate you saying that. And
I've always been curious how many people kind of notice that line because it's a big part of what the project is about.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask this. Okay, so I'm going to split you guys up for a second, right? So can you, Frank, I'll start with you. Can you just tell me some background on you? Like just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. Okay, well, I live in Charlotte right now, but I'm a Cali kid. I'm from California, all up and down California, really. But I spent the majority of my childhood in the Bay Area in Oakland. And then I spent a lot of my adolescence in Southern California. But then as a grown man, I lived in Central California, went to Fresno State, so on and so forth. So that's kind of where I'm from. I'm a musician. I play all different types of instruments, and I produce music. But by trade, I'm an audio engineer, is where I degreed. And so that's my discipline. I'm a father. I've got 5 kids, and I'm married, and generally I'm a dislikable person.
You say dislikable?
I feel you.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean that's like the basic, right? That's like the starter kit. I don't know what else to say. I like long walks on the beach or whatever.
Oh, no, that's good. That's good. So Kelly, how about yourself?
I told you, right, to go to the dictionary, look up the word misfit, and there's me smiling as big as I can, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's really all there is to it. I'm born and bred in New York City, the Bronx and Harlem, 50-50, I've always been drawing ever since I was a kid. I started with my father, who is an artist as well, and I used to spend a lot of time at his drafting board with his design markers and learning from, I don't know, the earliest memory I have, I was like 3 years old and coloring something. And I remember my father leaning over my shoulder and telling me, get rid of all the white, you got to make sure it's all colored, because that makes for professional design. Yes, I just said that, but that's okay. But then
get rid of all the
growing
whites.
up, I still did the same thing. New York City, I went to Performing Arts High School and studied fine arts, where my curriculum was like 60% visual art studies. So I learned how to sculpt, how to paint, how to etch, how to develop photographs and everything. Art Students Union, been there, School of Visual Arts, studied film, Lehman College, studied art history, and now I'm making children's books. 2 kids, I love them, I'm happy. and life is still going. So that's my background. Oh, I'm a B girl. My heart is like B girl. Like, I enjoy my Krylon cans, and I like, well, not anymore, but I used to get up back in the day. So if you ever see kind of an edge of graffiti in any of the books that come later on, then you know, just to give you a background, that that's part of who I am. So yeah.
Kelly Able Studios, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, we did our research. We did our homework. We did our homework on y'all.
I see.
So that's like, tell us about that. Tell us about Kelly Able Studios.
All right, let's see. Prior to Jupiter Strong, I still am a photographer, but my career has basically been photography for 17 years, I think. So, I always wanted to start my own studio, my own photography studio. So, in 2007, when my son was born, I said to myself, you know, I'm going to be home with my baby, and at the time I was still with his dad, but my kid's dad. But I said I was going to be at home, but I still wanted to create and still make money because, like, I'm a New Yorker. I don't know how not to make
sleep.
Money. It's just like
not know how to sleep.
In tap water here that's like it makes you have to. I don't know. But you know, I started building my business plan, and then 2008, my grandfather passed away. He actually raised me. I was raised by my grandparents. So he passed away and left me some money. And I took a little bit of that money and incorporated the studio and started building it from there. And it started out as a full-service photography business. But then as the market for photography began to change, as people started losing their jobs and decided to take on amateur work as wedding photographers and such, you know what I mean? My clientele dropped. You know, they couldn't pay a couple of G's when they could pay, you know, $50 to a cousin who just got a brand new Canon TI or something like that. So it was what it was. But after that, I just started going back into my roots and remembering things like, you know what, you know how to draw. You used to do logos for people. You can do graffiti pretty well, Kelly. Like, there are all these things that you can do. You don't have to stop at photography. So I just started changing my business model, and then I started illustrating things for other people and doing logos for people and designing all kinds of things for people. And that's pretty much what Kelly Able Studio is about. It's been sustaining me so far, and I can't complain.
That is great. That is really, really great. I just love, like, the background behind you guys that led you guys to Jupiter Strong. So, right, let me tell you how much of our homework we did. Okay, so the series of the book series, right?
Yes.
You guys will be touching on more serious matters that goes on in the black community, correct?
Yes.
Okay, because G.S. Cole just pulled something up, so I'm going to let him jump in real quick.
I think I just saw a picture of the Jupiter Strong family, the father and the kids, and it has up under it says child support. You're doing it right. And I thought that when I saw that, I thought that was one of the most creative things because child support is always linked to something negative, and he's holding his kids up. He's playing with his kids, and I thought that was dope.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Indeed.
I thought that was dope.
That came about. We one day. I like to think that I'm somewhat creative, and so one day I would do some of my best thinking when I was asleep. And so I just started thinking about these different terms that get thrown around all the time that have a very negative connotation. You know, child support, baby mama drama, these types of things. And so I wanted to do something to turn them on their ear and put a positive arrow in our quiver, so to speak. And so and Kelly has this unbelievable gift. Makes me wonder if she secretly put Ruth out or something, but she can, like, take an idea out of my head and make it exactly the way I pictured it times 100. Wow. Right? So we work together like that. It's crazy. Like, I'll just start saying something and she'll just pick up on it and she'll be like, yeah, we should do this, and then she'll magnify that even better than whatever I expected from the first place. And so that's how that came about. But yeah, we're definitely going to touch on some things that are a little bit more pointed in terms of subject matter.
Pointed, subversive, even, but still palpable, right? So
exactly.
Well, I'm definitely hoping that somewhere down the line, more sooner than later, that y'all get the opportunity to have a cartoon show like the Doras and all that. We need this. We need to see this on TV, and our kids need to see this constantly, because they can run and they can do Dora this, Dora that, and still don't learn any Spanish at all. They have these these parents have these baby parties with these themes, and it's Dora, and you spending $500-$600 for a birthday party, but your child still hasn't learned anything. So we need this on TV, because we actually need to show our kids, our African American kids, exactly what society thinks goes on in our house, and what society thinks we are, but we're not getting that limelight to display it, to show that, it's not, just like I said with the child support, it's not about being negative. It's and just parents being there for their children, even walking their children to school, and we rarely see that at all. We see mothers leaving, letting their kids walk at 4 years old to school, which is crazy, but that's how they do it. So we definitely need to see this on TV. And just like they pump us with all this other foolishness on TV, our kids need to be pumped with Jupiter Strong day in, day out, day in, day out on demand, so the kids can go to on demand. They done went to these phases from Barney to Dora to, I don't even know what it is now, but we definitely need Jupiter Strong on television.
So
I agree.
JupiterStrong.com. They have a website.
Yes.
So they always giving away free stuff on there. And y'all know we like free.
Always, but we do have occasional contests.
Not always.
I don't want to get the wrong idea.
Well, every time I go in there, is a contest going on?
Yeah, no, he's right. And that's something that you'll see going forward, because whether we're talking about coloring pages and activities, or whether we're talking about just something for the kids to do on there that's free, that'll always be, because at the end of the day, I mean, our goal is to be all inclusive. And so, there'll always be something for kids to do that's no charge on there. I mean, in fact, the only thing that costs on there is the book.
That's pretty much. That's it. So, or the shop, because we do have Jupiter Strong puzzles and posters, so that kids can hang posters in their rooms and see images that look like our kids for once.
Thank you.
Instead of seeing, SpongeBob, who isn't even human. It's a yellow square with hypnotic eyes. And these kids are looking at this thing like, yay, we love him, but why? Why do you love SpongeBob?
And he's dumb as a doornail.
We also have a Jupiter Strong clock, so the kids know what time it is.
Exactly. I like that. So, okay, so we know we can purchase the book off of JupiterStrong.com. Where else can they find the book?
At Amazon.com, or of course if they have a Kindle, then they can get it through their Kindle as well. But we have another project coming out shortly, book 2 in the series, which is Jupiter Strong and the Hairy Hippos, and we anticipate a broader release on that one, so it won't be specifically Amazon this time.
Okay.
And we're going to re-release Jupiter Strong and the Lunch Lion, and put it on other platforms. But as of right now, it's only available, like you said, either through the website JupiterStrong.com, or they can go on Amazon.com.
Okay. Well, let the people know where they can find you guys. Your social media, your networks, and different things of that nature. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think we done touched everything. I like this.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Frank, you wanna throw out the addresses?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that you can find us. Our hub of operations is definitely JupiterStrong.com, and that's Jupiter like the planet, strong like I am strong, .com. And then when you get there, feel free to click around because there's a lot of detail and little intricate stuff on the website that you might miss if you don't click everything. So click around, click some stuff even if you don't think it's clickable, and see what happens.
And we're constantly developing the page. So, come back often because we have a lot of surprises coming out. I don't know. I would say like maybe August. End of August, we'll have the things that we were talking about. And then...
You want to tell them that? If we have time. Do we have time?
Might as well. Do we have time to tell you about the next thing?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, go.
Okay, so we have 2 features that we're going to add to the website. One is going to be called Malik Soundstage. Malik is Jupiter's dad, for people who haven't read the book yet. His name is Malik Strong. And then we're going to have Sonia's Art Gallery. And Sonia is Jupiter's mom. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a contest associated with it from the outstart. But basically, we're going to ask parents to send in pictures or videos of their kids doing something in one of those disciplines. So if your baby likes to dance or play the piano or beat on the couch like a drum or sing or rap or anything that's even remotely musical, then you can send it in and we'll put it up on Malik's Soundstage.
Wow.
And if your baby is artistically inclined and does beautiful artwork with crayons or spaghetti sauce or whatever you can think of, take a picture of it, upload it, and it can be featured in Sonia's gallery.
Wow,
So
I like that.
Instill that part of us that I think Frank agrees as well, that there's our music is and our arts, period, across the board, are so beautiful and so deep, but have been taken away from us. That it's important for us to bring it back because it is a very strong part of how we communicate. And we just want to give the kids an opportunity to shine and realize it. And let's get some new, Barry Gordy's out and Quincy Joneses, and Bradley's.
I definitely appreciate that y'all made the website children friendly, but easy where children can go on it and click on things and understand what they're clicking on. So and it wasn't so intricate. I like that.
Easy to navigate. And try to do that because
But at the same time,
demographic can't read yet, so
exactly.
you have to try to keep it.
But I do like the fact that in the book you guys did try to challenge the children, kind of sort of with some of the words that you guys used. That maybe like the average 5-year-old may not know how to say or use right off, but after they read the book, because I remember being like 5 or 6 reading a book more than once. And you'll learn how to say the word, so you're like challenging them all at the same time. You're making it easy enough, but still putting the challenge there. So the whole movement is great, if you ask me.
Yeah, the book hands down for children is a good book, but it's also should be an example for parents who purchase the book for their kids. You can, maybe you need to practice these things or abide by what the Strong family is doing or incorporate it in your life some type of way with your children so they can get that positive and critical thinking and just that whole community thing going on, because if the parents can learn from the book, then you definitely got a success.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
Absolutely. They see the gold.
Yeah. So I want to tell you guys this.
Necessarily say, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Kelly. Finish what you were saying.
We're not necessarily saying that, because Jupiter Strong is a nuclear family, obviously we live in America and our divorce rate is at what now, 60%?
Too high.
Across the board with families, and, there's a staggering amount of single-parent households in the black community. We're not saying that there is something wrong with where you are right now and what you are doing. We just want to make sure that we pose an alternative, and that alternative is hope and change, but not the real kind of hope and change.
But you know what?
You know what I mean? So
I don't mean to cut you off, but you know what you're saying is I like it, but
thank you.
Don't sugarcoat it, because they need the truth.
You could be upfront
You can
here.
be upfront. They need the truth.
Kelly, you
what's
know
in the-
me.
Can't be upfront.
What?
It would make me a hypocrite. It would make me a hypocrite because I'm not a nuclear family anymore. I'm a mother of 2, and I'm on my own doing it. And as much as I acknowledge and I see the need for a father to be in the household and to head the household, I understand that it's not always going to be that way. And especially if you're already in that position and then Jupiter Strong rolls into your child's life and your child is asking why. But that doesn't mean that what you're doing,
At some point, the state that you're in won't last that long, because there will be a man or there will be a woman that comes along into that man or that woman's life to create that wholesome, because they may end up having children together, conceived in love. So it may sound hypocritical. It may sound like a hypocritical thing, but it's really not, because sometimes life happens first before we learn.
Exactly. And what I want to show my kids, if I can't show them, and I'm speaking specifically to single parents that might get a copy of this book, even though I might not be able to show my kids that presently at this moment, that dynamic, I want to show them that it's possible.
Exactly.
And
You know what I mean?
That's the goal. And so
And that's the goal.
Yeah, it kind of, Kelly and I were talking before we called in, and we were just talking, as we often do, just about the state of things for our people in America. And we were talking, and we used the phrase, you are what you eat.
Yes.
And so basically what we were talking about when we said that was what our effort is to change the diet of what our children consume.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it doesn't matter what dinner table you're sitting at. The goal is to eat right.
Yeah.
And so I think,
Exactly.
so that's what he was saying when you said don't sugarcoat it. I agree 100%. Yeah. So I think you guys are both saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Just jump in. Yeah.
With
Sorry if I got.
No.
I'm kind of struggling to hear right now because you guys sound a little bit distant. And if I sound like I'm yelling, I apologize because
you're good.
you sound distant to me. I feel like I might sound distant.
Yeah.
No, we hear you well.
Yeah, babyface.
Yeah, and one thing, just kind of piggybacking on it, one thing we did discuss a little earlier was people being able to be the best person that they can be. So even if, the component of marriage is not present, what's presented to people are individuals, the children and the adults, having multiple accolades to hope for themselves. Like I said, they're multi-talented, so they're able to stand alone even when things of this world may not work perfectly fine. It's, you have Eldridge, he has multiple talents. Like I said, Ruby, multiple talents that will always enable them to still have some sort of success within themselves first before they have to rely on other people and the things of this world that can, go back and forth. So once again, I do commend y'all on making sure that they're multi-talented individuals. It's not just, sports by itself.
Right.
It's not just science by itself. It's not just, someone that's smart. It's somebody that's smart that also has critical thinking. And those are the things we need to focus on. The mother, multi-talents. The father, multi-talents. And when you have that, there's always something to fall back on, that when you are able to meet up with that right person and things do present themselves, you have that skill set to make the most of it.
And our children, our cycle does not have to be our children's cycle.
True.
So I definitely believe the book can break a lot of cycles if focused right. If it's focused right and understood what's being displayed in the book, a lot of cycles can get broken. And I commend y'all for doing that, because we need more to help break these cycles that's already created and just constantly keep running in rotation.
And now that you guys have told us your backgrounds, and I'm learning more about the characters, I'm starting to see you guys in the characters. You get what I'm saying? Like, both of you guys have all of these talents and different things, and you guys see that in the characters, and I really, really like that. And I honestly, the community appreciates it. Like, seriously, it's not often that you see a children's book that has all African American characters in it. That's one.
No.
And for you guys to not just make a children's book, but you made a children's book that touch on a lot of the issues that we have going on in the series that's coming on up and everything. I like all of it. I love it. And when I read the book, I was laughing like I was a child reading the book, And I thought that was really good to make an adult feel comfortable reading a child's book. So I can imagine how a child would just be like, yeah, you know, Jupiter Strong, I'm going to read my book. And that's really, really good. And how much is the book?
It started off as $10, but it's on sale right now. And if you get the paperback,
$7.57.
yeah, $7.57, $7.57 I think right now.
Okay.
What the price is on Amazon, and the same for the website. Yeah.
Okay.
And so definitely it's under $8, whatever it is, and when the next book comes out, it'll be on a similar type of price plan where it'll probably start around $10 and then decrease as it matures.
Perfect.
Well, I definitely would like to see the book in some of our inner city schools with these school boards and everything, because some of the books they're putting in right now, it doesn't even educate our children enough. So I'm pushing every way on my side of town to help your dream, which is probably my dream right now for my kids
it's
to
a collective
see.
Dream.
Right, it's a collective dream. So definitely, I want to do as much as I can on my side, because we're doing a fundraiser soon, and hopefully we need to get some of these. We're gonna get a couple of these books and give out to the parents at our event, so we can definitely they can give it to their kids, or they can come in the backpacks that we collect for the children for back to school.
That'd be perfect.
Nice.
Well, Kelly,
You want to talk about the fundraiser, Frank, before we split?
oh, y'all got a fundraiser. Y'all got it going on. Fundraisers, puzzles. Go ahead. I want to hear about the fundraiser.
Well, the fundraiser, it's an initiative that we're going to be really hitting hard this summer, rolling into the fall, where we're going to go on a book tour. And by this time, the next book will be out already. It would have been out for a little while. But what we're going to do is try to identify schools in certain areas that meet our demographic and that we feel like we will be able to have the most impact. And we're going to try to visit those schools in person. But as a total fundraising initiative, what we're going to do is we want to replace, you know how your baby goes to school and they come home and they want them to sell cookie dough, or they want them to sell candy or candles or whatever. We want to say, here's a different fundraising idea. How about you give your baby some books?
Well,
and you know they took that away.
Hello. And
yeah,
the goal, and the school or whatever nonprofit or whatever organization that needs to do fundraising, it's not specifically limited to schools. Whatever organization needs to make a couple of extra bucks to sustain for their fiscal year, we do have something worked out where their patrons or students can purchase Jupiter Strong books and products. Okay. And we're giving back, essentially.
Yeah.
Not only are we giving back in terms of financially to institutions that take care of our children, but we're literally giving back to our children, exposing them to what they need to see and what they need to read. So,
wow, that is great.
Promoting literacy.
Well, all listeners who are out here listening to this conversation, it's $7.57 right now. You can buy the book.
No, it's $7.71. I just looked it up.
Okay, it's $7.71. Most of y'all out there that listen has bought Big Macs and all type for that same amount in price. So please, if you can waste it on that, waste it on this, because this is worth it.
Exactly. So Frank and Kelly, I want to tell you guys this. We have an open door policy here at Groove Theory. Anytime you guys have any new products or anything going on that y'all want to get out to the people, just hit us up. We'll definitely put the information out there. And if you guys that's listening want any more information about Jupiter Strong and about these wonderful people, just look into the Groove Theory page. And the stuff is already on Groove Theory page, and it'll be on there as they start releasing more things. We'll continue to post and help these wonderful people out so we can educate our children the best way possible. And thank you again, Kelly and Frank, for grooving with us today.
Yo, I want to thank y'all. Can I say something one time?
Go ahead.
So listen. I think it's been about a month ago since I found out about Groove Theory. Mm-hmm. And so every Sunday at 6, you already know where I'm at. I'm in front of my laptop.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that as a ridiculous hip-hop head, that I can't wait to listen to the show, because when y'all go to break or come out of break or whatever the case is, there's always some real good music. And I'm like, yo, and the topics, you guys always have topics that I'm listening. And so shout out to Groove Theory. Thank you for filling up my Sundays at 6 o'clock. And so I'm appreciative for y'all for that. And I also want to say that I'm about to make some people really angry, and I'm sorry, but there's some people that I want to thank. And I'm apologizing ahead of time if I don't say your name, and it's not because I don't mean it, it's just because I forgot. But some people I want to say thank you to. Obviously, I want to say thank you to my family. That goes without saying. But I want to say thank you to the Echoes family, if you're listening.
Yes.
Because
shout out to Angie.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I say shout out to Angie.
Yeah, shout out to Angie majorly. Everybody, I see what I'm saying. I knew this was going to happen. I said I should make a list. I'm sorry that I don't have a list, but everybody who's listening, if you've been supporting Jupiter, I see it, and thank you.
Wow, that's wonderful. It's just been so great. I mean, the movement is wonderful, and just like I said, if y'all have anything that y'all want to get out to the people, hit me up. Keep tagging me to the pictures on Facebook, Kelly. Keep me informed of what's going on with little Jupy. She's so cute. I just love looking at her picture. And yeah, just thank you guys again, from us from the community to everybody, for you guys, creative minds, for putting this together to think about how we can fix a lot of things that's going on with our kids. Okay, so again,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We love you guys dearly, and thanks for grooving with us. Okay.
Word. Thank you for having us.
Anytime.
I'll put you on.
All right.
Okay.
Hold on.
Kelly, go ahead. That's Kelly.
Oh, Kelly, you're on another call?
Nah, I got dropped. I was on conference with Frank, and then it dropped. The signal faded.
Okay.
I called back.
It's okay. It's all good. But like I said again, thank you guys so much for grooving with us, and it's always been a pleasure. Since I've known you guys, you guys always shown love or whatnot, and it's just so crazy. And I'm gonna put you out there, Kelly, because everybody know I'm like this big old revolutionary or whatnot, and don't let the art fool you. Because she's a queen. You feel what I'm saying? She is a queen.
I'm a second that. Way.
Because she be like, she be in my inbox like, V. And I'm like, yes. So I appreciate that, man. The true sisterhood and everything. I really, really love everything about it. And I know them personally, actually, outside of the book. And I really like the fact that they live what they're putting out to the people. And that makes it even better. So we really appreciate it. And we will be getting with you, because I know G.S. Cole is really serious about getting his hands on a few copies of those books to give away for the backpack drive that they have going on. So
okay, sounds good.
That'll be perfect. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys, stay tuned in. And I know Frank always be, hitting us up or whatnot. And I really appreciate that. So much love. Okay? So we gonna
thank you so much, cuz.
So we gonna
Thank you for everything.
Anytime. So we gonna head to a quick break. Everybody stay tuned in to Groove Theory on WSUIonline.com.
It's the groove.